What's up, YouTube? Alright, so I just want to show you guys real quick. Went ahead and did the Android radio install on my 2009 Chevrolet Tahoe PPV. So I'll give you a quick rundown of how it all works, what the features are, what the settings are, how I like it, and if I recommend it. So let's go ahead and get into it. I did just finish doing the leather steering wheel install with the steering wheel radio controls. That is plug and play. As soon as you plug it in, you will have those functioning controls. This radio does come with a CAN bus interface, so it will automatically recognize the steering wheel and it will turn on the functions for it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get her started. Gonna need a battery. It doesn't like that cam. Alright, so you can do the touchscreen here for the volume, or we'll go ahead and turn it down with the steering wheel controls. Just like that. So home screen takes you back to where you can choose your radio, and this is all configurable just like any Android tablet. Here is your radio app. Gets you into your tuner. You can select your channels, and it does have the what do you call it, the radio information. I forgot what they call that stuff, but TRS or whatever. But it will give you the information sent from the radio stations, which is kind of cool. So different stations, going through it. This is configurable up here. Basic Android stuff, I turned on the voltage so you can see my battery voltage, as well as configured the GPS time so I don't have to mess with it. It will automatically change as the time zone changes. We are on my home Wi-Fi right now, so I am connected to the internet. If you want to connect this to the internet, you either need to have some sort of hotspot in the truck, or you can use your cell phone and make it a personal hotspot for the radio. So when I do go on road trips, I will turn my phone on as a hotspot, plug it into the charger, and that's how I'm able to access the internet features of the radio. So we'll get out of here, we'll go back home, and this is, I think we already showed you the MP3 aspect. You have your Google Maps. So if you want to figure out where you're going, you can use your Google Maps just as you would on your phone. And I'm a little far from the router, so it takes a second to actually load. It's not the radio, it's actually pretty quick. But the internet speed is a little slow for the distance from the router. So here we are. If you want to get out of that, you can use your Waze. Go into your Waze app, and pretty much just as you'd use it on your phone, it's right in your dashboard. So that's pretty cool. So let's get out of here. Go home. Now let's say you want to watch your YouTube. Sitting in a parking lot, bored out of your mind, you're on your lunch break, whatever. Let's say we pull something up and check it out. Again, don't mind the actual loading time. I am on very slow, or I'm pretty far from my router right now. What I should do is change it over to my phone hotspot. So there's a music app on YouTube Premium. You can load music in here and get your music videos. What I like to do is go in and I'll do a little like music video playlists from YouTube, which is probably going to take a minute to load. Let's see, here we go. Metallica music. Then you can hit the mix, and it'll go ahead and start the mix for you if it loads. So there it goes. So I'm not going to let that play too long. That way we don't get demonetized for someone else's intellectual content. But we'll go ahead and hit the source button from here. That'll get us to the radio. Source button again. That'll get you to your your MP3 player. That is your video input, which I don't have any videos loaded right now. Audio video in, which I have nothing hooked up to it right now. It's telling me so. and back to radio. So again, let's turn that off so we don't get demonetized. As far as other functions of the radio, you have your basic Android. You could do your Bluetooth into it. It does work for hands-free calling. You can look at your photo gallery. You can configure your AVN. There's your Play Store to download your applications for it. Radio settings. So here's all your EQ and settings: classical, rock, your loudness, which is all nice to have. And there's your fader, front to back, side to side, all that stuff. Your typical Android settings can be accessed through this menu. Your car settings is different, considering this is a head unit radio. So there you could actually access your CAN bus settings and anything specific to the car systems. In here we have our browser, Bluetooth music, torque. So if you have a OBD2 Bluetooth reader and you have torque, which I have mine plugged in right down here, it will load. Welcome to torque. And as soon as it picks up my Bluetooth, it will start displaying real-time info for the vehicle. Give it a second here, it's checking. And as soon as it links, defaulting to paired OBD2 device, and come on. Checking. Takes a second to log into it. GPS speed should work right now if I'm actually driving, but I'm not driving. This is where you'd find your fault codes and whatnot. Alright, let's check the OBD. So, Bluetooth, and we can make sure that we are connected to my OBD, which it is. Okay, so we'll go back. What's going on here? Should be connected. Let's try this again. Turn Bluetooth off. Disconnect, yes. And we will go ahead and reconnect it. Refresh. OBD2, yes. Okay, now we're connected. Let's try that again. Well, it was working earlier. I'm not sure what's up, but I'll diagnose that a little bit and kind of get back to it. Anyways, Netflix, you have GPS speedometer, which I downloaded, Prime Video. So if you want to get into your Netflix, you can sit here and you can load your videos and watch them. Disney Plus, all that stuff. There's inputs for your front camera, rear camera. You can set up all sorts of cameras. On the back of this radio, there's the RCA connectors for any of those composite connections. Here's all your other file browser, your steering wheel control. You could actually reconfigure your controls to make them whatever you want. DVR, if you want to set up this radio to be a DVR, you can have it record all your cameras, which is a nice little feature. And there's your date, clock, all that other stuff. So overall, I like the radio. It's pretty cool. Lots of awesome features, and on top of that, it looks very, very OEM. It's a big screen, 8-inch touchscreen. Works with all the other functions of your car. Hood open, and I mean, it's definitely a nice upgrade to the stock system in general. The only problem I've had with it so far is getting the audio to work right off the bat. That was the audio connector not seated all the way. The pins were kind of pushed in. So once I reseated the pins, they were fine. I do have a slight whine coming from the back seat, from this back speaker here somewhere. I still have to figure out what's causing that. But once I get that dialed in, I'm sure we'll be nice and taken care of. Definitely impressed with the radio. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section below. I'll try to answer them. This radio is made by Eonon, which came from eBay. The purchase price on this one was about $240 roughly. There are more expensive versions that have higher screen resolution, that have 8-core processors. This is the basic 4-core processor. It's running Android 9. And I forgot to mention, this radio does also work with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You can do screen mirroring, and you can also pretty much put your cell phones right on the screen, which for an Android it's kind of pointless because, you know, it's an Android already. You don't need to screen mirror an Android to make it an Android. But if that's what you want to do, it does support that, and it also does support the Apple CarPlay if you're an iOS user. But then again, I don't know why an iOS user would want to buy an Android radio, because that doesn't make sense. But anyways, again, if you have any questions, give me a comment in the comment section below. And if you want to see more videos like this, please like and subscribe. Thank you.